Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw review for tonight, Monday, January 2nd, 2017. Yes, the first Raw review of the new year for the first Raw of the year from Tampa Bay, Florida. Now, heading towards tonight's Raw needed a lot of things to go down. They needed to really bring their A game. With no more Monday Night Football on the horizon, the only thing they have to compete against in the ratings is SmackDown, who did finally beat Raw in the ratings last week. Because SmackDown is the better show right now. Better booking, and actually focuses on more people than just the same old people every week. With all that being said, tonight's Raw, as we continue to go down the road to the Royal Rumble, it was okay. Maybe the last couple weeks, but not much. We had a great last man standing match. New names added to the Rumble match. So that's some good. A little bit of bad. Focus on the same people again. For the most part, need to get some more people in the airtime. And, oh yeah, no Hall of Fame name was named tonight. Maybe the same for next week. And, oh yeah, another bad news. No Emelina still! I did like the promo they aired, saying that I know you've been very patient. The wait will be worth it. It better fucking be, bitch. Waited this damn long to see. Hope you don't get crickets like Kurt Hawkins did. Die in the water. So now on with tonight's show. Starting with Mick Foley. Now I hope Mick Foley does get the hip surgery. It sucks he has no insurance. Got the fans chipping in. You know, he gave to the fans, and the fans give it back to him. And he gave fans a whole new look. A haircut. Probably the shortest I've seen him since his commissioner days back in 2000. Not as short as that, but still weird little dude. To premiere for the new year. And Foley's like, I gotta make some New Year's resolutions besides get healthy. And get a new haircut. Don't say the wrong city's name again, because he said last week that he was in Columbus, Ohio, but he was actually in Philly. And he almost did it again, saying we're in Jacksonville, Tampa, Florida. So then, cue Kevin Owens music from Chris Jericho, the Besties. I love Kevin Owens, been a fan of his, but he and Jericho's Besties act. It's getting a little old. Like WWE Raw, they really spoil good things. They really want too much of a good thing. You know, the old saying goes, too much of a good thing's a bad thing. You know, that's what happened with Sasha and Charlotte. It was too much, and it's been no fun. Same with Kevin Owens and Jericho in the same matches every week with Owens and Rollins and Reigns and Jericho. Just switch the names up. Just those four guys every week. Too much of that is bad. And once again, we got that. With Owens set to take on Reigns at the Rumble with Jericho in the Shark Cage, Stephanie came out saying it's the land of opportunity. But guess what? We're going to still focus on the same four guys. So tonight, Jericho will be going again for the United States Championship against Reigns. But Jericho's like, wait a minute. What about Rollins? Rollins gets involved in the matches. But of course, it begs the question more. Owens may get involved too. But instead of banning them both from the match, they decided to ban only one of those figures for the match. And how would that be determined? In a match! A rehash for the summer. It's Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens. Non-title, of course. With the loser being banned from ringside for the Jericho Reigns title match. So, these two have had decent matches throughout the year. You know, not one of the best, but still a decent match to open up the show, even though it's kind of rehashing from last year. Hopefully this is the last. But knowing Raw, they always push too much of a good thing at you and keep wanting on their moles and keep focusing on old faces too. So they pull it over the outside. So good moves there from Owens, even trying to do the cannonball on the outside, but missed. He actually tried to do the cannonball a couple times this matchup, but failed both times. Not just on the outside, but in the ring as well. With Owens yelling the blockbuster up the top. But they got caught in a DDT by Owens. It was an interesting spot when Owens was going for the power bomb, and Owens rolled out of it and nailed it with an enziguri, trying to set up for the pedigree following a super kick. But then Owens would counter back body drop. He would go out to the ring. He would grab the ring bell and nail Rollins with it, causing a disqualification. I was fearing a screwy ending because I was like, maybe both can get counted out or disqualified and have both be banned, not just one guy. And it almost was a double count out, but Owens got DQ'd. So at least it saved him from getting pinned again. Like he did last week when he got pinned by Waynes in the main event for the US title. At least Waynes is finally fucking defending the title. Yay. But still, we still need to lose it. But then it'll start rumors of the IWC saying that he's only losing the US title because he's going to be Owens at Royal Rumble. Which I say to that, no. No, no, no. Now, speaking of guys who need some better booking like Kevin Owens, on with the club, who want to erase a horrible 2016. You know, they came in as one of the hottest teams from New Japan, but they get treated like shit, like the Ascension and Von Villains on SmackDown. You know, like the same treatment they got, but on War. Trying to turn them into a comedy troupe, which they're not. And unfortunately, it hurt them in the long run. They should have been dominant, evil heels that people can boo. But it came out tonight with no reaction. But hopefully this could be the start of something, as Cole Anderson would take on one half of the WWE World Tag Team Champions of the world, Cesaro, with Sheamus on commentary, and Gallows at ringside. So Cesaro's got a new shirt. So does Sheamus. They both have new shirts to shill on the WWEshop.com. Because they had a sale going on. $17 t-shirts. Shill that. So Cesaro coming with his big moves. Uppercut City. Before Gallows with a distraction would help Cole Anderson take advantage. He come in with some big offense. Some big moves. Some clotheslines. Chinlock City as well, but then Cesaro would come back with some more uppercuts and kicks, leading up to various attempts at the swing. But it's able to do that. Gallows would pull Anderson out of the ring, and Anderson would come in with a spine buster. That's when Sheamus left commentary to help his partner out. So then, following that little exchange, Cesaro would drop kick Anderson, do a big uppercut. It would set up for superplex, even setting up for the neutralizer at one point. But then Cesaro got distracted with Gallows coming up, knocking Cesaro off the top rope if he was punching for a big plex move, which would cause Anderson doing like a diving neckbreaker move. That was a cool finisher from Cole Anderson, and the 1-2-3 victory for Cole Anderson, pinning one half of the tag team champions. I said this last week in my Raw review. Who's next for Cesaro and Sheamus, since they defeated the New Day in their rematch from Roadblock last week? It should be the club. You know, they've been treated like jobbers the last couple months, but they won tonight, and hopefully this could be the start of something. If WWE doesn't fuck this up, they should fucking finally treat the club with dignity, unlike what they had been doing for most of 2016 with them. So hopefully 2016 is a better year for the club, and hopefully they become tag team champions. And maybe we can get Balor Club at last. And maybe we can get AJ on and get the full club, baby. That would be too sweet. Yeah. Now on to the best match of all. If you were to think of any matches that were actually good, this would be it. The last man standing match between Braun Strowman taking on Sami Zayn. Now this was, for a Braun Strowman match, this was not bad. Like, Strowman's not the best guy in the world, but guess what? Braun is really getting pushed a lot. Some people say, oh, other guys deserve to get pushed. You know, people let's see Sami Zayn get pushed. But still, they're doing despite being the one guy to get pushed, at least it's doing it well. They're doing it well with Strowman. Just destroyed Sami Zayn. I love when Sami Zayn was going for the off the wing post DDT. We got caught with an uppercut. And Sami did try to bring the fight to Strowman with anything and everything and grab to get an advantage after surviving the 10-minute time limit at Roadblock. Thus, this match. And I think he got a little bit of a bad eye from that match. He came with a candlestick. But despite all the weapons in the world, Strowman is strong enough to beat any weapon up. Because he's the mountain of a man. Monster of a man, as they like to call him now. He just tossed Sami around like a rag up. Or at least Sami had a lot of fight in him. Despite that, and they had a great fight. It was just a fight. That's what it was. It wasn't a match. Because Strowman can't wrestle. It was just a fight. They brought all over the arena. Which would head towards the ringside. Take it from the ringside area to the announce table. I thought they were going to use a table. But they didn't use the announce table per se. They did use another table. As Sami would push Strowman, after a big kick, he would push him off the stage onto a bunch of equipment cases. And they would ball over the back. I almost got scared when they balled in the backstage area. And Strowman almost threw like an equipment case at the back of Sami's head. And that would have nailed him. He would have been concussed for sure. You know, using weapons in the back, then going back to the ringside area. And Sami would nail Strowman not just with his candlestick like he did earlier, but also a chair. And that's when he would push him off the stage. But then they would ball back. And Sami would still try to find the fight in him to overcome this height and strength advantage of Braun Strowman before getting back to the ringside area. Before Zayn would get countered with an axe bomb and lariat, big nasty clothesline, leading up to 2 power slams. And that would be the last attempt for Sami to try to get up, as he would not get up to the count of 10. He had Strowman down a couple of times. And even Strowman had Sami down a couple of times for the count. But he kept teasing it, leading up to the second power slam after the first one. And after that second one on the floor, that was it for Sami Zayn, as Braun Strowman gets the victory. But now, before knocking off Sami Zayn off the stretcher, they were carrying out the stretcher to put Sami in. Sami got knocked off the stretcher, and Strowman nailed with another slam. And I hope that this is over. That Strowman can go on to having a dominant performance in the Rumble, because he was added to the Rumble tonight. And hopefully Sami Zayn can be in the Rumble and kind of come back. You had OK 2016. You had the match of the year in my mind against Shinsuke Nakamura. You had a great feud with Kevin Owens on the main roster, but then after that, he kind of floated for a bit. And they said that Sami wanted to fight Strowman because he wanted to. I ain't saying it. Creative's got nothing for you right now, Sami. Get squashed to Strowman. And hopefully they both can move on, especially Sami. Hopefully Sami can trade to SmackDown. And like the club, hopefully Sami gets treated a lot better on the main roster in 2017 than in 2016. I mentioned Strowman being added to the Royal Rumble. Also being added to the Royal Rumble is all 3 members of the New Day. Usually it's only one guy, but now all three. Now this begs the question. How are they going to divide up the number of people from each brand? Now this is the first Royal Rumble under the new brand split. Back in the day, each brand got 15 picks. 15 for Raw, 15 for SmackDown. Now, technically Goldberg's a Raw guy. So he and Lesnar both count as 2 picks of the 15 for Raw. And New Day, and also Braun Strowman, you have 6 guys. And a 7th guy would be announced too. So you have like 8 more names left to be determined if they're only going with 15 from Raw and 15 from SmackDown. If they're going to do that like they did back in the day. One guy who I know won't be in the Rumble will be Titus O'Neil. He knew under the New Day. He was trying to do the New Day! Club for the Titus brand. I thought it was Revival interrupting him. I was like, finally! But no. And Titus O'Neil can be annoying, and he's not being used a lot. But my dad said it to me. My dad watches wrestling. He's like, we need a couple of jobbers to entertain us every once in a while. But I think some jobbers need to get pushed. Like Sami Zayn in the club. But that's going to be kind of boring. He's a shitty promo guy. And we saw that last year with his shitty-ass promos with him and Darren Young. But guess what? He wasn't that bad tonight on the promo. He had these shots and personality, kind of. By dancing and trying to do New Day walks. And it was kind of funny when Xavier wouldn't let Titus touch Francesca, and then he blew his whistle instead, and then Big E said, now I know that you blow. Big E's mouth. At least they let him speak to them after what happened with the Charlotte burn a few weeks ago, which is true. The fucking truth. So Titus is like, I want to be a member of the New Day, the Titus brand, which is taking more hits than the Lions brand. But he got a smack from Xavier, leading up to an impromptu match involving Titus O'Neil and Xavier. This match, to prove that Xavier was the weakest link, as Titus O'Neil would say, was a decent little match between these two athletes. Titus did okay, some big moves, some chain locks, some big time moves. I always say that. Even attempting to clash on Titus. But Xavier coming with big nasty kicks, some elbows. Ball on the outside. Before Woods going for a big splash. Before O'Neil would on him in midair. Going for a couple backbreakers before Xavier would roll him up. Reversing a backbreaker. Attempt another one after the numerous other backbreakers. With a quick roll up. 1, 2, 3 victory for Xavier Woods. Quick little squasher. I said this is all on Sheamus, but what's next for them? I also say this for New Day. What's next for them after losing last week? Well, we don't know what's next for them. Goldberg. I mean, the Royal Rumble. Because they're the one with Goldberg. So, there you go. Now, on to our Cruiserweight match. We have Drew Gulak taking on Cedric Alexander. Stemming from a couple weeks ago when Gulak lost the match with Cedric Alexander thanks to a little interaction from Alicia Fox. I love the way Noam Dar says her name. I'm sorry. And Noam Dar did get to interact with Alicia Fox backstage before getting slipped by her before Cedric's match. God, at least 205's doing good. But they need to put that much effort as they do on 205 Live on Raw. At least they got Austin Aries every week. Because I said this a few months ago about the Cruiserweights on Raw. I said they should have more Manel come in to do the Cruiserweight matches on Raw every week. Kind of like what they used to do on Nitro when they had Mike Tenay come in just for the Cruiserweight matches. And now they do that with Austin Aries being brought in to do commentary on these Cruiserweight matches with Graves and still Michael Cole. But still, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 guys on 205 Live commentary ain't bad at all. So, in a little match with Tag coming out fast and furious, some drop kicks, some big strikes in come on him before Gulak would come in with some body slams of his own. Before getting over the back elbow and the big head kick. And as Gulak was taking advantage, instead of coming back to, knees would come up on the apron and distract the referee before being tripped up by Alicia Fox, who tried to get involved again. She wanted to get in for the positive for Cedric, but unfortunately, she distracted her own guy. With Gulak taking advantage, William Alexander, 1, 2, 3, victory for Drew Gulak. I like him. You get some more airtime. And at least they're trying to put some character in them to get the fans behind them. 205's doing a good job. I still think 205 Live should be at Full Sail, not after SmackDown. Especially after wrestling fans have seen 2 hours of wrestling and they get tired. So it should be a Full Sail thing. But still. Now, on to our next matchup that we've seen a couple weeks ago, and now we see it again. For the U.S. Championship, Roman Reigns taking on Chris Jericho. At least Roman's finally defending the title. After defending against Owens, he defends against Jericho. With Kevin Owens banned from ringside. And this stipulation was added. If Roman would get DQ'd on counting out, he would lose the title. And Jericho would try to take full advantage of that stipulation. Later on, in a very funny spot, and an homage to a WWE Hall of Fame. So we begin with Jericho carrying the match like he always does, because he is the GOAT, and Roman Reigns is the overrated guy, who was recently voted Worst Wrestler of the Year. They didn't have the Slammies this year. They knew that if they had the Slammies, AJ Styles would win everything. They don't want a TNA guy to win all their awards. They want Reigns to win. That's why they had no fucking Slammies. But they're trying to save it for WrestleMania. But I don't believe that for a long shot. So Jericho comes with big moves. Some drop kicks, some enziguris. Before Reigns would come in with his falling move. He did okay. Make fun of Reigns all you want. He's fine, but it's like he's still overrated. So he come in with a drive-by. And there, Jericho nailed him against the post. And there was a very close call. Like I said, Jericho was taking advantage of the stipulation that if Roman got counted out, he would win the title. Because Roman almost got counted out at one point. And this wasn't, like I said, that bad of a match, even though he faced off before. It was kind of cool that Reigns was going for Superman punch at one point, got caught by Jericho, tripped him up. Jericho tried various attempts at the walls of Jericho before Reigns would try to come in with a spear attempt. But then one of the best spots of the night besides Jericho taking up the turnbuckle. Referee was distracted with the ring post situation. And Jericho grabbed the U.S. title belt. And as the referee turned, Jericho, like I said, paid an homage to Eddie Guerrero, tossed the U.S. title in Roman's hands, and laid down. Lie, we cheat, we steal! The old Eddie Guerrero trick. Guerrero would always do that have the weapon in the hand of the culprit and lay down trying to sell the fact the guy hit him with the belt. That was funny. Eddie. Great homage to Eddie there, Jericho. Great homage. And the plan almost works. With Jericho coming back up to life with the code breaker. But then Roman would eventually kick out of it before tossing Jericho headfirst into the exposed turnbuckle. So both plans, the Eddie Guerrero trick and the exposed turnbuckle, would both backfire in the face of Chris Jericho. And after getting nailed against the post, the exposed turnbuckle, spear for Reigns, 1, 2, 3. Reigns retains the U.S. Championship. Guy needs to lose that title. He needs to fucking lose it. Is he gonna lose it in a battle royal, kind of like Dean Ambrose did? That's how Dean Ambrose lost his title. He never got pinned for it. He never got pinned because he lost in the battle royal. So what could happen to Reigns to protect him from getting pinned? So there you go. Now until next matchup, which was supposed to be a tag team match, but last minute they turned into a handicap match as Enzo Amore was still selling his injuries from Jinder Mahal and Rusev a couple weeks ago. We thought we'd get this match last week in a tag, but then it was saved for this week. But as I mentioned, they turned it into a handicap match as Cats would take on both Jinder and Rusev. Now what to talk about. Okay, a little matchup with Rusev getting nailed with some big moves from Cass before Jinder would confront Enzo in the chair, and Cass would get distracted by that and would get caught with a big move from Rusev. 1-2-3 victory for Rusev and Jinder Mahal. I hope, even though this is supposed to be a tag match, hopefully this is the payoff. This feud needs to end. Enzo and Cass need to move on. They're still over as hell, but they need a more meaningful storyline, especially since we have the whole love thing, and Enzo's supposed to be hitting on Lana, but guess what? He's not the heel in this case. You know, with the Noam Dar set the Alexander thing with Alicia Fox, Noam Dar's the clear heel, hitting on Cedric's girl. You know, Enzo's hitting on Lana, Rusev's girl, but Enzo's not the heel. It's like kind of confusing. At least they're doing this love thing right, with Noam Dar clearly, notably playing the heel. And Enzo should be the heel, but he's not. Taking Lana from Rusev, who is a married gal. Real life married gal. So, that's that. Now on to our number one contenders match for the women's title as Bayley would take on Nia Jax. Bayley was not too pleased about what happened last week. After pinning Shaw a couple weeks back, the match was overruled because Charlotte's arm was up, which would set up this feud. Before a rematch was made last week with lawyers in hand from Charlotte, sponging the match from the records, and having Dana Brooke as referee, and a little bit of cheating, quick count, all that. Bayley wanted revenge, and she talked to Stephanie about what happened last week. And so he's like, Charlotte's got class, she's got power, she's larger in life. You're just ordinary, Bayley. You're just Bayley. You're one of these famous. And Bayley's like, sure, I'm not a famous daughter of a wrestler like you and Charlotte are. But I proved time to time I got heart in the building. And just being plain old Bayley, that's fine with me. She wanted to be plain old Bayley as she renewed an NXT feud with Nia Jax, who's got her own feud to think about, which would come rear its ugly head in this match. So as Bayley was trying to overpower Nia Jax, it's too tough. With big moves from Jax, big splashes, big slams, even big elbows. But after the elbows and the drop from the leg, Bayley would be tossed on the top rope by Nia. And at this point I was like, I think Sasha Banks is going to come out to distract Nia Jax. So one, we can see Bayley win, so she can continue to feud Charlotte and also heat up the Nia Jax-Sasha feud after Nia Jax attacked Sasha a few weeks ago. And what on cue! I was like, I have instinct, man. Being a wrestling fan for so long, I can tell when things going to happen. I smelled things from a mile away, and I knew that Sasha Banks would come out exactly. And with that distraction, Bayley would come back with the belly to belly on Nia off the top rope, which was cool. 1, 2, 3. Bayley would go on to face Charlotte at the Royal Rumble. The feud that should have started after Survivor Series got hold off until after World Block because they didn't want Bayley and Charlotte to fight on a mid-card pay-per-view. That's why I had Sasha and Charlotte and past its due date. As I said in the beginning of this video, too much of a good thing. We can be spoiled by the same thing over and over again. This is what happened to Sasha and Charlotte, and that's exactly what's happening with Owens and Reigns and Jericho and Rollins. With the same 4 guys getting the spotlight. And speaking of those guys, we would see Jericho and Owens come out to host the very first ever real Kevin Owens talk show. It was funny. Owens had his little set. Instead of the big flashy sets like Jericho does, he had like a lawn chair for a guest chair. He had like 2 luxury chairs for him and Jericho on the table. And instead of a Jerotron 5000, Kevin Owens just had a guy standing in a Kevin Owens t-shirt with a sign that says Kevin Owens Show on his face. That was funny. And it was like, welcome to the first KO show. And my guest is Chris Jericho. Oh, expecting someone else? And then Jericho would hear the Goldberg chants. Because Goldberg was the expected guest. I'm going to do something for a second. I'm going to do something. Hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done. As Tampa Bay were chanting over and over again, Goldberg, Jericho says, you know what happens? You know what happens when you chant Goldberg's name? You know what happens?
You just made the list.
Ha! You hear that?
You just made the list.
Got a new phone and got a notification noise from Jericho saying, you just made the list! So then Goldberg would come out. Talking about the Royal Rumble that he's in. And he said, you know what happens to people that messes me up? Jackhammer spear. That's after Jericho got mad at Goldberg for throwing Kevin Owens' chair. Almost put Goldberg on the list. That would have been funny if he would have put Goldberg on the list. And Jericho announced that he would be in the Rumble match. So we had Jericho at it, New Day at it, and Strowman at it. And it was at it in this interesting segment. As Goldberg kept mouthing off the Jericho and Owens, even taking his jacket off, looked like there was a fight going on. Paul Heyman would make a surprise appearance. No Lesnar, of course. But he said, basically, Lesnar's got a message. And a spoiler for what's going to happen in the Rumble. Eat, sleep, eliminate, repeat. And Goldberg's like, that won't happen. I'll be eliminating your client. And this is probably set up a rematch at Mania. That's what's going to happen. We're not going to see one of these two go on to Mania, be main event, thank God. Almost as bad as Reigns winning, but still. And speaking of Reigns, as Goldberg said, I'm going to Mania to face you or Reigns, doesn't matter, Owens, who it is. Cue Reigns' music. And Reigns and Goldberg would have a stare down. And then Braun Strowman's music would hit. This is a very interesting ending. Until I got to the real ending. And then when Strowman said, you think you're going to win, Goldberg? I'm going to win. So as Owens and Jericho scooted out, leaving Reigns, Goldberg, and Strowman in the ring, which would lead to a double spear from both Goldberg and Reigns. I'm glad Goldberg didn't spear Owens. Owens has already been buried enough by the way he's been booked lately. If he would have got speared by Goldberg, it would be the icing of the shit kick of his bad booking lately as Universal Champion. I know it's just a throwaway because of Finn Balor's injury, throwing away all these plans. But come on, WWE, you should have done something better with Owens and his booking as champion. It's almost bad as booking that you did for Rollins as champion. Kept cheating all the time. Yeah, he's a coward heel, but come on. We need a badass Owen again. The badass Owen that was an NXT champion. And like the Sasha Shaw thing, too much of a good thing can get overpowering. And that's what happened to Jericho Owens. We loved him for a while, but now it's getting old. Same with them interacting with the same guys every week. Reigns and Owens. Reigns and Rollins. Rollins and Jericho. Owens and Rollins. This is a feud that doesn't end. It will go on and on, my friend. Some people started booking it not knowing what it was. They'll continue booking it forever just because, hey, and they're going to make a Paula Abdul reference on Raw tonight. So I didn't hear opposites attract. I can make a lamb chop reference on this review. So, there you go. We end with Goldberg and Reigns reigning supreme. Pardon the pun. So, a decent wall. Better the last couple weeks. It was only good for advancement. You know, we got some new people added to the Rumble. You know, the New Day, Jericho, and Strowman. Along with Goldberg and Lesnar. We still got no guys from SmackDown announced. You know, we have no SmackDown guys announced for the Rumble yet. Hopefully we get that soon. We do know the SmackDown main event. John Cena, who comes back and instantly gets a title shot against AJ Styles. Speaking of burials, please don't let Cena bury AJ and become a 16-time champion. Now maybe you're supposed to face Tucker. Now maybe you're taking him and face Reigns. No! That won't happen. And Taker will be on Raw next week, same as Shawn Michaels. Now, I guess a little bit of bad news. I may not be making a Raw review for a couple of weeks. I'm DJing one of basketball games. I do have a couple games on Monday. As well, I'm going to a couple trivia nights on Monday. Because I go to trivia nights on Tuesdays. But since I'm DJing basketball games on Tuesdays starting next week, I'm going to go to music trivia on Monday. So I may not be making a couple of Raw reviews for a while. But I'll still make a Raw review at the end of the month. When we get to it. So, and I'll probably talk about Raw on my Attack Sports. To make up for no Raw reviews. Because I don't like making reviews of shows I don't watch live. That's my little motto. That's why I don't watch me make SmackDown reviews. Because I go to trivia nights on Tuesdays. That's why I don't make SmackDown reviews. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching this first review of the year. And with that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. First time this year. See you later. Bye-bye.